Stole My Heart, Part 2, the new love story. Just before I start this, at the end of this video, on the end screen, is the link to our new channel, Long Way Back for Us. What I'm trying to do, if you could, when you get to the end of the video, or if you don't watch this video, flick to the end, hit that link, subscribe to the new channel. This new channel is going to be 2021 for Mem and me and what's happening. As soon as I've got it to 1,000 subscribers and YouTube click monetized and can live stream, I will start doing videos on that channel. So please subscribe to that new channel. Okay, John, episode 1, I've told you about his life and what happened. So here we are, new love story. He's 67, let's say 67. He's staying at a friend's house in Pattaya, who's Australian and has a Thai girlfriend. Don't think she's his wife. Don't think she was his wife. And his other friend lives in Hua Hin. John's just given his friend in Hua Hin £1 million because his friend had no money. John still had about £14 million in the bank in Australia. He's in Pattaya. This is his second time to Pattaya. He's been to Hua Hin twice. He's now living in Thailand, but he has no accommodation. As staying with his friend in Pattaya, this friend has also got him out exercising, trying to show him around the sights of Pattaya, all the different areas, and slowly introducing him to the nightlife. John, as mentioned before, he's reasonably fit, no real health issues. He's still fighting with the grief of losing his son and losing his wife over the years and having no family left. The temperature in Thailand must be similar in some ways to Australia because it didn't bother him at all. But he's never really been a man that goes and stays in hotels. His wife and himself and his son used to do local holidays. They never really traveled much, so he's not really seen the world. So he's not really a hotel person. And he's never thrown money about. What he's just done for his friend is a one-off. He doesn't throw money around. He's not tight with his money, but he's careful with it. And he's computer literate. He knows his way around a computer, and he's set up his online banking. His friend in Pattaya has got him sorted with a bank account. His visas are all done. He's got health insurance. He doesn't want to drive. He says he does not want to drive in Thailand, so he's not bothered with driving license. But his friend in Pattaya got him a bank account and got all the online banking set up. And John started learning how to control his money, how to get it into Thailand. It was quite easy to transfer bits and pieces. He didn't know what money he'd need. He didn't know how long he was going to stay. He didn't know if he was going to go back to Australia at this point. But it took him, months and months and months of grieving. But as his friend in Pattaya started taking him round the dark side and different areas, John got a better feeling. And he actually preferred Pattaya to Hua Hin at this point in his life. It was a lot busier, a lot more people about. And his friend lived on the dark side, and there was some sort of Australian bar somewhere where he took John quite often. And John felt comfortable. And he started talking to other expats. And he even started going to these couple of bars in the dark side on his own. Did not want to drive a car under any circumstances. 40 years ago, he rode a motorbike. And he could see quite obvious that having a scooter would be the perfect way to get around for him. But he wasn't sure whether he could ride again. His friend had a couple. He asked his friend, can you get me on a scooter, let me try it? And he was pretty good. He was, within a few hours, he was getting the feeling of riding a bike again, and he was comfortable enough. He was comfortable enough with the local roads just around. He still hasn't got accommodation, but he decides, I'm going to get a scooter. And then in the Australian bar, whatever it was called, wherever it was, I think it was Bang San, somewhere around there. He chatted to the other expats, and they all had different ideas about scooters, as everyone does. And they were reasonably cheap. You know, John, it wasn't a lot of money. He didn't want to go far on a scooter. It would only be local area. But it made him start thinking about, he was intruding on his friend's life. He loved both his friends just as much. And he spoke to the friend in Hua Hin and said that he feels more comfortable at the moment in Pattaya, and he thinks that it would be a better idea for him to get somewhere for now in Pattaya and try it out for 6 months, and then maybe come to Hua Hin and try that out for 6 months. And his friend's fine, absolutely supporting him. So he has a chat with his Pattaya friend where he's staying, and asked what would his options be. He didn't want long term, he didn't want to commit. What would be the best route? First arriving in Thailand, and his friend gave him some great advice. His friend said to him, look, rent short term. A room, an apartment, a condo, a house, you've so much choice renting, but just get a 3-month rental for now. And literally 2 roads from this friend, there was little 1-bedroom bungalows, as I'd call them. It literally was a bedroom, a bathroom, a lounge, open plan kitchen, with a little bit of concrete around the outside, no garden, nothing special, no pool or nothing like that. And it was about, I don't know, I'm probably guessing because I didn't ask, but maybe 10,000-12,000 baht a month in that area, maybe a few baht more. And there was a few of these on this one street, and John and his friend went up there, got some phone numbers, and his friend's girlfriend rang, and one landlord had 2, and he managed to come down, and John had a look at these 2 little bungalows. They were both the same, and he agreed a price, and he said to the person he only wants about 3 months, but if he stayed, could he do it month by month? The landlord snapped his hand off. You know, he took a month's rent in advance and a month's rent for deposit, and it was furnished. It was already furnished, so it just really needed some bits and pieces. Friend and John went out and got him a new mattress, got a few bits and pieces, a small TV and pots and pans, and kitted it out. So John was fine. Then John went out to a bike shop and bought a scooter. It was a Honda, but I don't know which one. Just probably a 125 scooter, but bought a brand new one. It was about 50,000 baht, so average price. Automatic, so it might have been a Honda Click or something like that. And got himself a scooter. Helmet, got a better helmet. His friend showed him the way to go to Big C for shopping, and several other shops where he could get Australian meat, and they showed him around. Brilliant. So from his bungalow, he knew on the bike, maybe 2 kilometers around, he was riding around. He was set up in his bungalow, and he started exploring. And he'd take the bike, and he'd ride and ride and ride. And in the evenings, maybe he'd walk. The little bar complex where he'd been drinking was about 1 kilometer away, so he'd walk. He wouldn't take the scooter, not with drinking. And I really can't work out where that bar was, but there was you're all going to go crazy now and tell me underneath. There was a restaurant called Salt and Pepper he was eating at. Salt and Pepper, in the dark side. And literally from there, within 0.5 kilometer, was these bars. It was one road that came down towards probably the Sukhumvit Road. It was a bunch of bars and cafes, and somewhere there was an Australian bar. Maybe you guys can pop a comment below if you know it. But it was down from Salt and Pepper, half a kilometre, maybe 3/4 kilometre from a restaurant called Salt and Pepper, an Australian bar. And if you've got that bar, you may know John. So it's that area, whatever it's called. I don't know the dark side. Let me know, comments below. He started getting into a routine. He pretty much, Australian bar, restaurant, Australian bar, didn't bother cooking, but then started with his new friends from the bar and started socialising, trying some Thai foods. And he soon found out that spices were not a problem, but he wasn't mad on some Thai dishes, he could on others, so he was still trying out. He had a couple of days of stomachache, probably a bit of food poisoning, but he decided he wanted to go to the hospital, get a full checkup. He hadn't been for a few years, and he had health insurance and everything. And his friend took him he went to the Bangkok hospital. Insurance covered. He had a full workout, checked him out, and it turns out it was a bit of food poisoning, but everything was good. Full check, he was good. Peace of mind, good to go. No issues. That was a good thing to do. Find the local hospital that takes your health insurance, get yourself checked out before you start your new life here in Thailand. It wasn't long, 2-3 months of learning the roads around the bungalow, visiting the same bars and restaurants and same supermarkets, that John was feeling comfortable. He was talking to his friends and saying that he wanted to go a bit further. He was a little bit worried because he didn't want to go on any of the big roads, but he wanted to explore central Pattaya a bit more to see what it's like. And it was a bit far for him to ride the scooter at that time. And quite a few of his friends, they sort of laughing and chuckling and like, here we go. They often went down maybe once a week, and they all offered to take him. How do you get from the dark side down to central Pattaya? I'm not sure. Is there songtels? Is there taxis? Bike taxis? I don't know. However you travel, let me know in the comments below. How do you get from the dark side down to central Pattaya? Because the dark side's a huge sprawling area. Wherever you are up there, how do you get down? If you don't want to ride or drive. Anyway, his friends started taking him to central Pattaya, which we all know as Beach Road, Walking Street, all the soys off Beach Road, 6, 7, 8 and so forth, Soy Post Office, second road. The roads going up, Soy Bacay, all the roads off there, third road. Up to sort of Naklua roundabout and up to the hill, Pratamak Hill. And then there's Jomtien. So they started taking him down, but because they're expats, a lot from this Australian bar had been in Pattaya for years, they already had their favourite areas where they drink. So they tended to take him to the same places, and more than likely, from what he described back then, it was second road, Soy 8, and a little bit up towards Soy Bacay and touching into Soy Bacay. But it gave him the geography, the layout of central Pattaya. He went up quite a few times, went down quite a few times with the friends, but still not confident to get that bike out. Those chickens need to be turned into KFC soon. So he started seeing central Pattaya. Now again, we've not mentioned any girl, any woman to this point. Nothing at all. None at all. And he hadn't been in any bars in Pattaya or Hua Hin that I would describe as a grab bar. Let's call it a grab bar, where you would walk into a bar and the girls are very friendly and they just want to grab you. They want to hug you. They want to hug every part of your body. I hadn't been into any of these type of bars. Grab bars. Could that be something in 21, 22? The grab company's going to open bars? Grab bars. Good name of a bar, isn't it? He hadn't been in any of these bars. So he hadn't experienced that. He hadn't been anywhere near Soy 6. Hadn't been to any gentleman clubs. He's got a bungalow. He's got a scooter. He's starting his new chapter in his life. 67, 68 years old. Got money in the bank. He is in the perfect position that any guy that's single who wants to retire to Thailand would be dreaming of that position. He's in that position. He doesn't know it, didn't know it. He's in that ultimate position. What could happen? I'm going to go and sort them chickens out. I'll see you on the next one. Don't forget, in a second, end screen. New channel, long way back for us. Hit the link, hit subscribe. Help me get that up and running. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Thanks.